The KKK wants to adopt a Georgia highway. Well, the state is tying up the Klan's participation in the Adopt a Highway program with a protracted court battle. Now, a Georgia appeals court is set to rule on whether or not the state of Georgia must allow the KKK to adopt a highway. They're backed by the ACLU, and the white supremacist hate group. They sued the state after it refused to allow them to adopt a highway, that program back in 2012. You know, Jose, I mean, who knew? The KKK, they want to plant trees and pick up trash for the state of Georgia. More importantly, they want their logo, their emblem on the federal highway, you know, those placards, this road has been adopted by such and such. You know, who knew they were such environmentalists?
That is such an advanced trolling technique. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear that the ACLU will be behind supporting the KKK freedom of speech, but that's the whole point of freedom of speech. But I think that's where the controversy lies, right? That is not necessarily your freedom of speech applies for you to sponsor a highway. I mean,
either that or they're doing it as a recruitment tool. We've seen the KKK, it seems like in the news the past few weeks, just constantly in the news cycle. And this is coming on the heels of this story of that Civil War KKK hero, quote unquote, that's being dug up in Memphis and a statue being sold. You know, this is happening just a couple hundred miles south of where this is, and it just seems really not emblematic, but we're seeing these little niche cases of the KKK popping up. Are they trying to stay relevant, do you think?
I think you hit it right on the head. I think this is a technique that they're using. I mean, it's easy to relate all of these church burnings and all this hate crime, tie it to a campaign of the KKK to resurface, because the reality is for the last 10 years, although they've been active, they've always been regarded as an outdated kind of forgotten institution, and now we're trying to see them come back into the news cycle and do these things and try to pretend that they're an activist.
South will rise again.
You know, I think it's exactly what they're trying.
It
is they're trying to be, you know, complaining the fact that they're losing the second war. They're losing the fact that society is
not to link the entire KKK to the South. The South are incredible people, rich, you know, a lot of rich history going on there.
But they do have to carry that spot on their history that the KKK operates in that area of the country, and it's unfortunate for all the nice people from the South, but the reality is that the KKK is trying to come back to
bring themselves back to life and make themselves relevant. They're thumbing their nose at authority here on purpose. But it's interesting because Georgia said that the KKK had a right. The court ruled they have a right to do this, and now it's in front of the Court of Appeals. And the state's argument for this state attorney, really brave girl, Brittany Bolton, she's arguing that the highway signs are bearing logos of groups adopting the particular stretch of highway. It falls under government speech and therefore not protected by the First Amendment. That's the crux of this argument here, you know, whether they can do it or not. Anyway, we'd love to know about what you think at home about this story, the KKK. Should they be allowed to adopt a highway, pick up some trash, plant some trees? Log on, post your comments below while you're at it. Be sure and check out the rest of our channel, and of course subscribe to the Lip TV 2 for more.